biraboneka ko dukanye hanze gishakanye mugabo turi mu ngoro y'Imana tugarushuha.
We can see that it's a bit cold, but we are in the house of the Lord, so let's get warm.
Abaririmbyi bagiye kuririmba baririmbye integuro yose y'ikibwiza nateguye.
The choir just sang pretty much the whole theme of my topic for today.
Ubwo ndumva ndi bukoresha umwanya mutoyi wo gusongorera ko gusa kuvyo bamaze kuvuga.
So therefore I'm just going to use short time just to add on top of what they have just done.
Ariko imbere ko ntangura reka dubande dushuhe gatoyi ndabona menga turaka.
But before I start, let's get warm first because I see that we're a little bit cold.
Araga chorus Pastor Fabian yatwigishije igihe yava muri Afrika.
There's a little chorus that Pastor Fabi taught us when he came from Africa.
Ninda karirimba nabari ngaha araza kumfasha.
If I don't sing it the right way, then he's here, he can correct me.
Gendu bampamagarire bagaruke mu mirimo kandi wongere ubabaze ninde abayikonji.
Gendu bampamagarire bagaruke ku murimo
kandi wongere ubabaze ninde abayikonji. Gendu bampamagarire bagaruke ku mirimo kandi wongere ubabaze ninde abahaye konji.
Gendu bampamagarire bagaruke ku murimo kandi wongere ubabaze ninde wahaye konji.
Ndibaza bose.
The song is very much saying that go and call them to come back to the vineyard. And I want you to ask them who gave them a holiday to rest.
Abaririmbyi baririmbye ati turarambiwe kuba muri nosi.
The choir, they sang saying that we are tired of being in this world.
Naho babiririmbye gutyo turiko turabisha amaso isi menga niho hari yakigera kiryoha.
Even though they sang that though, it seems like the world is getting sweeter.
Uwakiriye abashitsi yabaje ati ninde bashitsi turi kumwe ngaha harabura numwe.
The person who welcomed the visitors, they asked if there's any visitors, but it seems like we didn't have any.
Ariko inkuru ndabazaniye nuko no musi twese turi bwitwa abashitsi.
But the news that I bring to you today is that today we are all visitors.
Ije biza byuzurize iyi ndirimbo y'abaririmbyi ko turambiwe kuba muri nosi nk'abashitsi tugomba kwitaha.
Which is then going to come and link back to the song of the choir they just sang, which says that we are tired of being in this world and we want to go home. So let's start our sermon on the same page that we are all visitors. But we don't want to continue being visitors. We want to be to a level where we're no longer visitors. His mic is not working.
Nebukadineza niwo mwami yanyaza abayuda bakura i Babuloni abatwara ahandi hantu.
Nebuchadnezzar was the one who took captive the people and took them into his kingdom.
Amaze kubashikana i Babuloni, Yeremiya mu kigabane cyo ca 25 ku murongo wa 11 Mana yari yamwiyeretse ko abaroma abayuda naho bazonyagwa mugo batazoherayo bazogeraho bataha.
Once the Nebuchadnezzar took the people captive into his nation, the Lord has already spoken to Jeremiah that even though the people were captured captive, they're not going to stay in Babylon forever.
Ibi Imana yabihishuriye Yeremiya bitaraba.
In other words, God revealed this prophecy to Jeremiah before it took place.
Ugiye gusoma muri Yesaya kigabane ca 49 umurongo w'9 gushika ku 10 harayandi majambo yerekana ko byari mu mico y'Imana yo guhishurira ubwoko bwayo ibizoba bitaragera ko biba.
When you read the book of Isaiah chapter 49 verse 9 to 10, it tells us clearly that it is God's method of always revealing things to the prophets before they take place.
Abayuda bamaze kuva ku Mana,
when the Jews separated themselves from God,
bamaze gutangura gusenga izimigenzo yabo no gusenga ibigirwamana,
when they separated themselves from God and started worshiping idols and their man-made gods,
ivyo biha inguvu Nebukadineza kuza kubatura abakura i Yerusalemu abatwariye i Babuloni.
This kind of empowered Nebuchadnezzar to come and capture them from Jerusalem and take them to Babylon.
Igihe yaza yatoye abana, atora abasore, atora n'abatama bose arabatwara.
When he came, he captured all the young men, the children, and the men, and took all of them captive.
Abagejeje i Babuloni igihe kigeze niho Yesu Kristo yatuma ko izo abo banyage abayuda biza gusubira mu gihugu cabo ca Yerusalemu.
When Nebuchadnezzar took the people captive and put them in Babylon, when the time came which was prophesied, it was time for them to go back into their land as it was prophesied earlier.
Umwami wa mbere yatangaje iyo nkuru yari umwami yitwa Kuro.
The first king who proclaimed such news was a king by the name of Kuro.
Uyu mwami yatwara abamedi n'abaperesi.
This was the king of the Medes and the Persians.
Uwakurikiye ni uwitwa Dariyo.
The king who followed was Darius.
Dariyo yari umwe mu batwara ubwami bwa Nebukadinezari.
Darius was one of the people who took the throne after Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebukadinezar yarafise ubwami burimo ibihugu 127 niko Bibiliya ivuga.
The kingdom of Nebuchadnezzar was composed of 127 cities.
Abayuda bamaze gushika i Babuloni bari bashinze ibirindiro ko menga nta handi hantu ho gusubira kuja.
When the Jews arrived in Babylon, they became so comfortable and thought to themselves that there is no other journey or there is no need to go anywhere else.
Ivyo bigereranya na twebwe no munsi muri nosi ko menga aho turi twarashitse kandi tugifise urugendo tugiza kubandana.
And these have a relevance meaning to us today that when we live in this world, we've become so comfortable we think that this is the end of our journey and we're no longer moving forward.
Uko biri kose igihe Imana yadushira ngaha ku isi yaduhaye mission tubwiriza gukora turi ngaha.
When God put us in this world, he gave us a mission which was to be accomplished while we are still here on earth.
Dariyo amaze gutangaza ubutumwa b'Abayuda ntibashoboye kubwumva bose kuko hari impamvu yatumye batabutahura.
When Darius gave the news, lots of Jews did not get it or did not understand it because they did not want to hear it.
Igice gito c'Abayuda nibo bashoboye kumva uyu muhamagaro bongera gusubira i Yerusalemu.
Only a small portion of the Jews understood the news and heed to its instructions and went back to Jerusalem.
Igituma rero aba bandi basigaye batasubiye inyuma ni kubera iki?
So why were the other Jews refused to go back to Jerusalem?
Abashaka ko tujana muze kuraba muri Esther 3.
Those who want to go with me, you can go in the book of Esther chapter 3.
Niho turi buhere insiguro y'uno munsi.
That's where we are going to start our sermon for today.
Ku ngoma y'umwami wa gatatu,
on the reign of the third king,
Nebukadinezari, Kuro na Dariyo.
Nebuchadnezzar, Kuro, and Darius.
Habonetse uwundi yitwa Ahasuerusi.
There was another one who came by the name of
Ahasuerus.
Ahasuerus.
Niko biri mu Bible. Uyu Ahasuerusi we yaje ab'incuti y'Abayuda.
This king came and became a friend of the Jews.
Arabiyegereza cyane.
And he went very close to them.
Abereka urundi urukundo abandi bami babanjirije ba Kuro na Dariyo batigeze babereka.
He showed them the kind of care and love that other kings in the past have not been able to show them.
Arabashima cyane mbere bamwe arabazana abashira mu butegetsi bwiwe.
He thanked them so much in praise to the point that he took some of them and gave them a leadership role.
Abayuda bamenyera gukorana n'abisi bibagira bituma birengagiza kumva umuhamagaro w'Imana wo gusubira i Yerusalemu.
So for that reason the Jews became so comfortable and so used to working with the worldly people that they forgot the main calling from God.
Baryoherwa no kuguma muri ubwo butegetsi bibagira gusubira i Yerusalemu ari bo bari barabwiriwe ko bazotegerera Mesiya.
So to them they were satisfied to stay in that country and do whatever they were doing instead of preparing to go back to the land where God has said they'll go.
Esiteri muri iki gihe yaramaze guhinduka umwamikazi.
But this time Esther was now a king.
mu mateka y'abayuda ntabwo imana yari bwigere yemerera abayuda ko bashobora gushaka mu banyamahanga.
According to the laws that God has given to the Jews, He had forbidden them to, according to the laws of the Jews, they were not allowed to marry outside of their ethnicity. So a Jew can only marry a Jew.
Ariko kuri ubu bukwe bwa Nebukadinezari na Esiteri imana ntiyagira icyo ibivugako.
But on the wedding of Nebuchadnezzar and Esther, and Esther, God didn't say something about this.
Imana ntiyerekana ko yabigaye.
God did not show that He was unhappy with the union.
Irabireka biraba kuko hari impamvu Imana yashaka ko biba.
In other words, God allowed this to happen because there was a reason why He was allowing this to happen.
Esiteri amaze kuba umwamikazi, abantu basigaye Shushani, abayuda bari basigaye Ishushani nabo biraborohera kumenyerana n'abategetsi bari bahari muri ico gihe.
So when Esther became the queen of that country, now it became very easier for the other Jews to familiarize themselves with the system and mingle with the people of that particular city.
Batinyuka ubutegetsi bwari buhari muri ico gihe ndetse ntibasubira kwiyumvira ko ari inyagano.
In other words, they were comfortable with the leadership of that time, and they even forgot that they were even in captive.
Uwitwa Morodekayi yari yagiriwe amahirwe yo gukora ku kirimba c'ibwami.
A man by the name of Mordecai was privileged to be able to work in the palace.
Maze abandi bafatiraho binjira mu butegetsi bibaviramwo kutumvira umuhamagara Imana yari kirabaho gusubira i Yerusalemu.
And because of how comfortable people started getting, it got to the point where people no longer listened to the calling that God intended for them to go back to Jerusalem.
Iki gihe bari bamaze icyo gihe cangana n'imyaka 70 bari i Babuloni.
They spent about 70 years in Babylon.
Ntabwo vyari vyoroheye umuntu w'imyaka 70 guhamagagwa kumbure bamwe bari baravukiye batazi niyo baje bava.
So it wasn't easier for people of that age, about 70 years old, to to be called, and also some were even born in that city, so in that country, so it was very difficult.
Nico gituma natanguye mvuga ko twese turabashitsi kandi dutegereza kuzota hijuru nkuko tuvye.
And that's why I started off by saying that we are all visitors here, and we are looking forward to go back home to heaven.
Ibi vyabaye ku bayuda iki gihe, umusigozi ikigabane ca mbere umurongo w'icenda hatubwira ko ivyabaye kijya gihe na nubu canke no muri kazoza bizoba.
The Bible tells us that in Kings chapter 1 verse 9 that what happened in those days is going to repeat itself.
Reka turabire hamwe igituma ubu bwoko bwahamagaye umugabo bukanka gutaha.
Let us look together now why this nation was called but yet refused to come home.
Icambere,
the first one,
nuko tubibonye bagiraniye ubucuti n'isi.
The first thing that made them to refuse the call was that they made or they became friends with the world or with the people of the world.
Dario arabizera bashira mu butegetsi mu myanya itandukanye.
Darius trusted them and gave them roles of leadership in different organizations and whatever so forth.
Bishimira ubutegetsi.
So they were so happy that they received those roles and were treated as such,
bituma bibagira iyo baje bava,
to the point where they forgot where they came from.
Ikigira kabiri,
the second thing,
ubutegetsi bakora bwari bwatumye baronka butunzi.
Because of the roles which they held in that country, some of them started becoming rich and wealthy.
Bari barakize ku rugero rwo hejuru.
In other words, these people were now wealthy.
Ibi ni vyari gutuma badashobora kuba bosubira nayo imitungo yabo i Yerusalemu.
And keep in mind that simply because they were wealthy, it did not mean that they would go home and leave their wealthy behind. They could have taken it.
Bari bafise inzahabu, amahembe y'agaciro n'ibindi bintu by'agaciro bari gushobora gutwara bagatwara.
They had silver and gold and other things of a very big value that they could have taken back if they would have chosen to listen to go back.
Ariko kubera bari baryohewe n'ubuzima barimwo bahitamo kwigumiraho ataco binona.
But because they were happy with the life that they had in Babylon, they chose to stay there comfortably and not heed to the calling of God.
Ica gatatu catumye badashobora kumva umuhamagaro bwabaye ubunebwe.
The third thing that caused them not to listen to the calling was their laziness.
kubera imitungo bari bafise, amazu bari bamaze kubaka, inka bari bafise nyinshi, babona ati ibi nitubisiga gusubira gutangura bushasha bizoturusha.
Because of the houses they had already built, the riches they had already acquired, they thought to themselves that if we are to leave here and go back, that means we have to start from the scratch. So we're not doing that. So they say, let us leave those young ones who've already left, and us will stay back because we lack nothing here. So these three things blind them to the fact that the Lord was calling them to come back home.
Hanyuma y'ivyo umwami Hasuwerusi akuza Hamani.
And then the king Ahasuerus gave Haman a big role.
Hamani yari umwe mu batware bo hasi.
Haman was one of the people who had a low role.
Mugabo nyuma y'ibi umwami Ahasuerus aramukuza amuha ayandi mabanga maremare.
But after this, the king gave him now a higher position.
Amugira umutware kurutisha abandi batware bose mu bwami bwiwe.
He made him the ruler of all the nations. The only person who was above him was the king.
Ububasha bwose bwa Ahasuerus muri ico gihe bwaciye bwegukirwa na Hamani.
So therefore, all the leadership that was, all the responsibilities and power that was under Ahasuerus was now given to Haman.
Umwami atanga itegeko kubagaragu b'ibwami baje bakora ku kirimba kuba mubonye Hamani bazotegerezwa kumunamira bakamupfukamira ndetse bakamusenga.
And the king made a decree that anyone who sees Haman, they are to bow down and reverence, worship him at the same time.
Ariko umuyuda yitwa Morodekayi yareranyegeje ubwoko bwiwe ntiyigera yunamira Hamani nkuko byari byarategetswe na Nebukadnezar.
But Mordecai, who was now working in the palace, refused to bow down to Haman because it was against his belief to do so, to bow before men.
Mwibuke ko Morodekayi yari umwe mu bayuda bari baranyazwe bavuye Yerusalemu.
Remember that Mordecai was one of the people that were taken captive from Jerusalem.
Umuyuda tanguye kugarariza amategeko y'umwenegihugu.
Now here we have now a Jew, Mordecai, disrespecting the rules that were given by a Babylonian leader.
Abandi bagendanyi bakorana na Morodekayi bo barafukamira bakongera bagasenga Hamani igihe cyose yabari karinjira ku kirimba.
The rest of the people who worked in the palace, they respected Haman. Whenever he passed by a place, they would kneel down and worship him as the king has decreed it.
Ibi bituma babona ko menga Morodekayi arasuzugura Hamani kubona umwami atanga itegeko ryo gufukama no kumusenga mugabo we ntabikora.
So because Mordecai refused to bow down to Haman, the people who worked in the palace saw this as disrespect to the king's order, because everybody else was bowing down to Haman, but Mordecai had refused to bow down.
Bibaza ibibazo byinshi.
They started questioning themselves.
Kuko bo bari bamaze kumenya ko Morodekayi ari wo mu muryango w'abayuda.
Because they had already discovered that Mordecai came from the Jewish family.
Ati ni kubera ko umuntu yaje ngaha nk'umuntu anyazwe agahabwa amahirwe yo gukora ku kirimba adashobora kumvira amategeko y'umwami.
So they started questioning themselves that why is it someone who was brought here through captivity is being difficult, is not obeying the laws of our land.
Gufukama biramunaniye.
Mordecai refused to kneel down.
No gutaha asubira i Yerusalemu biramunaniye.
And he refused to go back to Jerusalem as well.
Bamwe bakorana ba ku kirimba batangura kwegera Morodekayi bamubaza igituma adashobora kumvira itegeko ry'umwami.
So the people who worked in the same palace with Mordecai, they came closer to him and wanted to know why he is not following the king's orders.
Baramuhanura igihe kirekire mugabo ntiyashobora kubumvira.
They tried to advise him a lot of time, but he refused to listen to them.
Barasubira baramuhanura umwanya munini mugabo Morodekayi naho yari yamaze kwifatanya n'abisi yagumye kwisezerano ko atamwana w'umuntu ashobora gupfukamirwa.
So they continued to advise him to do what the king has asked for, but Mordecai continued to refuse, because he had taken upon himself that he would never bow down to a human being.
Igihe cyose Hamani yinjira ku kirimba babagendanye b'umwami babwiza gupfukama kandi bakamusengera.
All the time that Haman came to a certain place, all the people in the palace and outside, they were to bow down to him and worship him.
Aba bagendanye ntabwo bajya mu maresitora.
These people who worked in the palace did not eat in the restaurants.
Nta nubwo ari imiryango yabo yabagemura.
And they did not even receive food from their families.
Ahubwo bajya ku ndya z'ibwami.
These people ate in the palace as well.
Igihe cyose bapfukama kandi bakamusenga niko indya zabandikirwa zabwiriza gusohoka.
In other words, whenever the people bowed down to Haman, then an order was given for their food to be released to them.
Ubwo rero gupfukama wariye murumva ko ntawe byonanira.
So in other words, bowing down when they've already eaten, it was easier for them to do.
Nituramuka turi kwiga iki cigisho ku yandi masomo tugiye gukoresha, ndagomba ko twinjira gatoyi tugereranye ubu bwami n'ubwami bw'isi.
Once we are going into the scriptures with this topic, I want us to compare this kingdom or this kingdom with the kingdom of this world.
Kugira dushobone gutahura neza ico ubu butumwa cyangwa ubuhanuzi buri muri iki gice ca Esteri buriko burabwira ishengero ry'uno munsi.
So that we can both understand what the prophecies in this book of Esther they're trying to tell the people of today.
Aho tuza gusoma Hamani na Hasuwerusi tuze kuhagereranya ntitudahinduye inyandiko muga tuze kuhagereranya na leta y'isi hamwe na Roma.
When we read about Haman and Ahasuerus, let's compare those to the two kingdoms of Rome and
leta y'isi hamwe na Roma. Leta y'isi hamwe na Roma.
You know, the kingdom of this world and Rome.
Aho turi busome abagendanyi cyangwa abagaragu turi bwumvemo amashengero yose y'abakristo ariho muri iki gihe.
When we hear the words, those who worked in the palace or the people or multitude will understand it to be the churches of today.
Kubera iki bajye bagaragu babwiza gufukama nuko bariko barajya.
The reason why these people worked in the palace were bowing down to Haman is because they received food in exchange for that obedience.
Amashengero yandi y'abakristo uno musi ni kubera kari karapfukama.
Why then is it that so many churches of today are bowing down?
Ni kubera iki hari umutware batora kamategeko kandi bakamukorera.
Why is it that there's someone whom they respect and they take their laws from?
Nuko hariho ibanga rinyegejwe ritamenya bose.
Because there's a secret which is not known by many.
Ayo mashengero uno musi ariko aragaburirwa kujya bajya bagaragu b'ibwami bariko baragaburirwa.
I know that those churches of today, they are being fed just as how the people in the palace in the Babylonian time, they were fed by the king for
Bibiliya barazifise ariko ntibabwiriza ubutumwa nkuko bwanditswe kuko hari inyungu zindi ziri ku ruhande bariko baraca.
So people have the Bibles but they don't present the truth as it is because there is other benefits they get for misinterpreting the scriptures.
Hari ibyo batavuga.
And there are certain things which they don't teach.
Kuko babivuze ujya ariko arabagaburira acakate zijya mfungu.
Because if they say or if they teach certain doctrines, the person who is feeding them might cancel the channel and stop feeding them anymore.
Nidusoma Mordecai.
So when we hear the word Mordecai,
ntiturabe Mordecai nk'umugwi w'abantu ahubwo turabe Mordecai ku giti ciwe nk'umuntu.
But let's look at Mordecai as an individual.
Kuko na Bibiliya imwita karumwe.
Because even the Bible addressed him as an individual.
Ku murongo wa gatatu. Esther gatatu umurongo wa gatatu.
Esther chapter 3 verse 3.
Maze abagendanyi b'umwami bari ku kirimbi bwami babaza Mordecai bati ni iki gituma uca mu cagezwe c'umwami. Abagaragu b'umwami bari ku irembo.
The servants of the king who were at the gates
babaza Mordecai ati ni iki gituma uca mu itegeko ry'umwami.
They asked Mordecai, why are you not obeying the rules of the king?
Ntabwo ari Hamani wenyine yagiye gusanga Mordecai.
So this is not only Haman. It's not only Haman who went to approach Mordecai.
Nta nubwo ari Ahasuwerusi ubwiwe yagiye gusanga Mordecai.
It's not even Ahasuerus who went to approach Mordecai.
Ahubwo ni babandi bagingiye zo ku kirimba c'ibwami.
But those who were being fed from the palace's store, they were the ones who went to ask him those questions.
nibo bahawe umurimo wo kugenda kwihanisha Moridekayi kugira nawe azarapfukamira Haman.
They were the ones who approached Mordecai in hope that they might convince him to bow down to Haman.
Barabandanya Moridekayi bamuhata ibibazo.
So they continued to ask Mordecai a lot of questions.
Ariko Moridekayi ntiyemera impanuro zabo.
But Mordecai did not listen to them.
Icyakurikiyeho niki? Bamaze kubona impanuro bariko bamuhata zemeye bahise bagenda kumureka.
So what happened after they have tempted to give him all the counsels and had not heeded to any, they decided to go to report him.
Bagiye kumureka kwa Hamani, Hamani abona gufata Moridekayi wenyene ko ataco vyoba bimaze. Niko Bibiliya ivuga.
So once they went to report him to Haman, Haman thought to himself that punishing Mordecai by himself will not mean anything.
Hamani yaramaze kumenya bivuye kuri bajya bagendanye b'umwami ko ari umuyuda.
Because Haman had now discovered that Mordecai was a Jew.
Nuko Hamani abona ko abandi bayuda bose aho bava bakagira mu bwami bwa Ahasuwerusi bose ari nka Haman, ari nka Moridekayi I mean.
And also Haman also discovered that all the Jews, they looked just like Mordecai in terms of the way they behaved and so on.
Ico Moridekayi ari kuzira niki nuko yanse gufukamira umuntu nkawe.
In other words, here Haman was going to suffer, or his only offense was that he refused to bow down to a human like himself.
Kudapfukamira umwana w'umuntu nivyo vyari bibaye ikirego gikomeye cyane kuri Moridekayi.
In other words, this was a big offense simply because he refused to bow down to a man.
Ubutumwa bwa marayika wa mbere buravuga ngo musenge yaremye ijuru n'isi n'inyanja n'amasoko n'ibirimo.
The message of the first angel calls us to worship He who made the heavens and the earth and all the things that are in it.
Iki nico Moridekayi yishimikije kudapfukamira umwana w'umuntu.
This is the same scriptures that Mordecai was holding on and refused to worship a man.
Iki gituma aho umuyuda yari hose mu bwami bwa Ahasuwerusi ashobora gufatwa nk'umugumutsi kubera Moridekayi yasi gufukama.
Because of Mordecai's refusal to worship a man, this brought about this resulted in all the Jews in Babylon being seen as rebels because of what Mordecai has done.
Mu yandi majambo ahari umuyuda hose yabwirizwa gufatwa. Nongaha muri Sinai no munsi uwo muyuda ariho adashobora gupfukamira umwana w'umuntu.
So in other words, what happened then was that wherever a Jew was, they will capture that Jew and take them wherever. So even today, we have those Jews, those who refuse to bow down to men.
Uyo muntu wo muri Sinai apfa kuba temera gufukamira inama zo mu isi.
That person refuses to bow down to the rules of this world or to the laws given by men of this world.
Ku murongo w'umunani mu cyo cya gatatu nyine.
Verse 8 in the same chapter.
Ku murongo w'umunani niho tugeze. Nuko Hamani abarira umwami Ahasuwerusi ati hari ubwoko bwatataniye mu yandi mahanga yose mu bihugu byawe byose kandi byagezwe byabo ntaho bihuriye n'ivya yandi mahanga yose kandi ntibitondera ivyagezwe byawe mwami nico gituma mwami bitabereye gupfa kubera ko bitabereye gupfa kubarekera ngaho.
That's Esther chapter 3 verse 8.
Ibi nivyo birego Hamani yashiriye umwami Ahasuwerusi.
So these are the accusations that Haman took to King Ahasuerus.
Ati hari ubwoko busabagiye mu bihugu byawe byose.
He went and told the king that there are a lot of people in his kingdom.
Ahasuwerusi twibukanye ko yaratwara ibihugu 127.
Remember that Ahasuerus was in charge of 127
ivyo bihugu byose
providences.
byari bisabagiyemo abayuda bari banyazwe bavuye Yerusalemu.
And all those cities and providences were full of Jews who were taken captive from Jerusalem.
Ngo amategeko yavyo ntabwo ahuye n'ay'ibindi bihugu.
So he told the king that these people who came from Jerusalem, they have their own laws which do not match with the law of Babylonian law.
Abo bayuda uko basenga,
The way the Jews people worshipped,
ivugabutumwa ryabo,
the way they proclaimed the word of God,
amategeko yabo bwite bisangije,
their own laws that they had,
mbese harimwo n'itegeko ry'isabato.
including the law of the Sabbath.
Ati mwami ubumva abo bantu ntibakwiye kubaho.
They say, King, these people are not worthy to remain.
Ubwo rero niwumva ati aho bari mu mahanga yose no ngaha muri Australia muri Sinai turimo.
So therefore these people were everywhere. Even today in this world, in this Sinai, we have such
Iyo
people.
batubona dukoranye ku munsi w'isabato
When they
wanditswe
see-
muri Bibiliya,
When they see us gather on the Sabbath day,
harimo abo bibabaza
there are those who are not happy with that.
bariko barakora akazi nka kabandi baza kwegera Morodekayi bamuhanura.
There are those who are not happy and devising ways, just like the servants of the king went to Haman and told him about Mordecai.
Kugira dushobore natwe kuba nkabo twemere gufukamira imana zo mu isi.
And all this so that we can also be like them and give our allegiances to the rulers of this world.
Igihe rero kizoshika mu gihe Hamani azosanga Ahasuwerusi,
So time will come where Haman will go to Ahasuerus
amubwira ati ubwo bwoko mwami nta nico bumaze.
to tell him that, King, this generation or this nation is worth nothing.
Abo bantu basenga ku isabato kandi abenshi basenga ku munsi wa mbere w'isabato.
Those people who worship on the Sabbath while others are worshiping on the Sunday.
Abo bantu bagumutse ku mabwirizwa yawe
All those people who are not going according to your law, King,
ntaco bamaze, ni
they are
muze
not
tubakureko.
worth anything. Let's just get rid of them.
Ahasuwerusi, no, Hamani amaze kurega ivyo birego vyose ku mwami Ahasuwerusi, yaciye amwemerera 2/3 by'ubutunzi bwose bwari bugize ibihugu 127 kugira ashobore kuba yoshira iyo ngingo mu ngiro.
So after Haman has reported to King Ahasuerus about how the Jews were not keeping the law of the land, Ahasuerus gave in charge the 3/4 of the whole nation for him to be in charge and to carry out that mission of wiping out all the Jews.
Usomye ku murongo w'icenda, ubu butunzi Hamani yemereye Ahasuwerusi ntabwo yari yabugenye ngo buje mu kigega ca leta, ahubwo yabushira kuri konte yiwe ubwiwe.
So Haman received also wealth from the king Ahasuerus, which was to go in his pocket, not to go into the state's account.
Atabatumwa bawe bari buze kubutora mwami babujana kuri konte yawe, ariko wemera ibirego ndakuzaniye.
So Haman gave wealth to King Ahasuerus as a means of bribe, I guess, to say that what I'm telling you is truth.
Umwami amaze kumva ivyo birego ku murongo w'icumi aragenda afata impeta yari yambaye ku kuboko ayigabira Hamani.
When the king heard the accusations, he took off his ring which has his signature, and gave it to Haman.
Iyi mpeta nuja gusoma mu itangura mu kigone ca 41 ku murongo wa 42.
If you read in the book of Genesis about this ring,
Uza gusanga na Farao yarayigabiye Yosefu.
You also see that Pharaoh also gave the same ring to Joseph.
Izi mpeta z'abami nizo zaba ziriko ikidodo. Iyo umwami aheza kwandika ikete yo gutanga ubutumwa hanaka, yacashirako ikidodo kiri kuri iyo mpeta, maze iryo kete rikagenda mu bihugu vy'uwo mwami byose kandi rigaca rishirwa mu ngiro.
So these rings, they were pretty much the seal of the king. Whenever a letter was written and the seal of the king was pressed upon it, that meant that was a law given by a king, and it was to be immediately put into action.
kandi Morodekayi nubwo yari nyagano yarazi itegeko ry'Imana ati ntukagire izindi mana umbangikanye.
Even though Mordecai was a captive in Babylon, he understood the scriptures that he was not to have other gods before the Creator.
Iri tegeko Hamani yari karasigurira Ahasuwerusi ryari ryo kurimbura ubwoko bw'abayuda bwose ari bwo bwa Morodekayi aho bwari hose mu bwami bwa Ahasuwerusi.
So in other words, what Haman was explaining to Ahasuerus, he wanted him to destroy all the Jews and get rid of them simply because they refused to worship and to follow the laws of the land of the Babylonians.
Ariko Imana ni yari yararetse ubwoko bw'abayuda irahagurukira tabara ngo tugiye kubibona mu gice gikurikira.
But again, God had not forsaken the Jewish people. God stood up and fought for them.
Kandi uko Imana yatabaye abayuda niko natwe bw'uno munsi yiteguye kudutabara.
And just as God rescued the Jews, that's how God is prepared to rescue us today.
Gatanu ku murongo wa mbere.
Esther chapter 5 verse 1.
Esiteri yambara impuzu atari bwigere yambara.
Esther wore garments that she has never worn before.
Iyo mpuzu Esiteri yambaye ntabwo tuzoshobora natwe kwegera intebe y'umwami tucambaye impuzu z'ivyaha twiriba turakora.
The garment that Esther wore in order to come in the presence of the king, it is the same with us today that when we go in the presence of God, we are not going to be going just as we are, but we are going to be transformed and be given a new robe which is befit to stand in the presence of the king.
Amaze kwambara iyo mpuzu umwami aho yari yicaye mu kubita ijisho.
Once Esther put on this robe, the king saw her.
Yiyicariye ku gatebe ahita mutunga inkoni.
The king was sitting on his throne and then he pointed to Esther.
Muribuka ko umwami natwe yicaye ku ntebe y'imbabazi aturindiriye.
Do you know that the king is sitting on his throne and he's waiting for us?
Ariko ntari bwakira umuntu wari we wese.
But the king is not going to welcome
Arindiriye
everyone.
ko dukura impuzu z'ivyaha tukambara impuzu isa niyo Esther yari
The
yambaye.
king is waiting for us to take off our filthy garments and put on garments of righteousness, just as Esther wore something extraordinarily beautiful when she approached the presence of the king.
None izo mpuzu Esther yari yambaye turazifise uno munsi.
So the garments that Esther was wearing, do we have those garments today?
Esther amaze kwambara izo mpuzu ashira ubwoba.
When Esther put on these garments, she became confident.
Abona gusanga umwami aho yari yamutunze inkoni.
And then she approached the king where he was seated.
Ibi ni yabitewe nuko igihe cyo gusanga umwami cari gishitse.
Esther did not do this simply because it was time to go before the king.
Ahubwo impuzu yari yambaye zari zikwiye ku mwami amubwira ati ngwino.
But the clothes which she was wearing, it was enough even for the king to even summon her before his throne.
Esther ageze imbere y'umwami agira ubutoni.
When Esther came before the king, she came in front of him with humility.
Mu gihe ca kera umwami agutunze inkoni yabaguhamagaye.
In the olden days, when a king pointed his staff at you, that was a sign of pretty much calling you to come to him.
Esther amaze gushika imbere y'umwami.
When Esther arrived in front of the king,
umwami aramubwira ati umva rero Esther, uyu mwanya nguhaye ububasha saba icyo ushaka cyose.
when she came before the king, the Esther says, Esther, I give you, in other words, permission, request for whatever you want.
Esiteri yari mu muryango wa Morodekayi.
Esther came from the family of Mordecai.
Yari yararerewe mu rugo kwa Morodekayi.
She was raised by Mordecai pretty
Yari mu
much.
muryango w'abayuda.
She was a Jew.
Twibukanye ko kubana kwiwe na Ahasuwerusi, Imana mbere ni yari yarashatse ko abayuda bagirana ubukwe n'abanyamahanga.
Let's remember that before, God had forbidden for the Jews to get married outside of the Jews' family.
Ariko Imana yamuretse kuko hariho impamvu.
But God allowed the union of Esther and Babylonian because God had a plan.
Ibi Imana yari yabonye ko bizoshika ari navyo yari yarahanuriye Yeremiya mu ntango no twahera.
God knew that this would happen. That's why God had revealed it to Jeremiah before it took place.
Morodekayi amaze kumva ko ariko aragirirwa inama nabo bakorana, yafashwe n'ishavu yitaburira ko impuzu zose yari yambaye yambara amagunira.
When Mordecai heard everything that was going on and how the people were accusing him of what had happened, he became very furious and tore his garments and wore sackcloth. Yes, sackcloth.
Ibi bishikira Esiteri ku kirimba aho yari ari nabyo byaciye bituma ategura ingene ashobora kwegera umwami.
And these words of distress that Mordecai was going through, he reached Esther where she was in the palace.
Kandi ibi byose
And she
byako
prepared herself and how to approach the king.
ibi byakogwa Hamani ari ku kirimba iruhande ya Ahasuwerusi.
And remember that all these things were being done while Haman was pretty much sitting at the right hand of the king Ahasuerus.
Nimba hari abantu bamaramaye kuri ino si, Hamani ari mu bambere bamaramaye.
If there's anyone in this world who's ever experienced shame and embarrassment, Haman has got to be one of them.
Ubandanyije usoma iki gitekerezo,
When you continue to read the story,
igihe umwami yakira ubu butumwa bwa Ahasuwerusi, Ahasuwerusi yakira ubutumwa bw'umwami, ntabwo yari yiteze ivyo ubupfindo umwami yari karamuha karubuza gushikira.
when Haman approached King Ahasuerus and told him about the story about the Jewish people and requested for them to get rid of, the king did not know that this will actually go to as far as to actually get into his own palace and his wife gets involved.
Hari ikintu ciza Mordecai yari yarakoreye umwami cari caranditswe mu gitabo mugabo umwanya atari bwaronkere raporo.
There was something good that Mordecai has done for the king. It was recorded in the books, but the king had not yet had the chance to read what Mordecai has done.
Yari yarakijije umwami agomba kwicwa.
There was a plot to kill the king, but Mordecai revealed that plot to the king, which saved his life.
Mu gihe Hamani yari yamaze gutanga ubutumwa mu bwami bwa Ahasuwerusi hose ko umuyuda harategerezwa kwicwa.
After Haman has given a decree that the Jews are to be killed wherever they are on a certain day,
niwo munsi umwami Ahasuwerusi yamenya ko Mordecai yamukijije urupfu.
that's when King Ahasuerus found out the news that Mordecai had once saved his life.
Hamani na Ahasuwerusi bari ku kirimba na Esteri.
When Haman and Ahasuerus were at the throne with Esther,
Umwami abaza Hamani iciza umuntu yoba yarakoreye uwundi ashobora kumwitura.
the king Ahasuerus asked Haman, "What do you think should be given to a man who saved a king's life?"
Hamani ivyo yishura vyose nuba n'usoma igitekerezo yishura yibaza ko ari we agiye kugirwa ayo mahirwe.
When Haman was answering this question, he thought this man who saved the king was himself. So when it comes to mentioning the rewards and privileges, he was making them very, very, very good ones and high ones, simply because he thought it was him who's about to be given this privilege.
Bategura n'amafarasi yo gushira kuri uwo muntu mugabo atazi wari kabitegurira uwo ari we.
So according to Haman's request, horses and chariots and songs and big celebration was prepared for the person who saved the king's life.
Amaze kumubwira vyose ni umwami yamuha itegeko ati ivyo vyose umbwiye genda ubikorere Mordecai.
Once Haman has mentioned all the things that should be done to a person who saved the king's life, then he gave him an order, all the things you've just mentioned, I want you to go and do it to Mordecai.
Mumvu kumaramara Hamani yagize imbere y'umwami canke ingene yifashe ku muntu yari yamaze gukatira urupfu n'igiti cyo kumubamba ko Mordecai cyari cyamaze kumanikwa.
So I want you now to think about the embarrassment and the shame that Haman must have went through after going through all the struggles trying to kill Mordecai and getting to the point where he had even created a tree where he's going to hang him.
Igiti Mordecai yari yamanikiwe cyaciye kimanikirwa ko Haman.
The tree that was meant for Mordecai to be hung on, it came to be used for the provider himself, Haman, who provided it.
Esiteri rero amaze gushika imbere y'umwami amusabye gusaba icyo ashaka cyose.
When the king asked Esther to make a request and it shall be granted,
Isezerano ry'Imana rimwe twabona muri Yeremiya niho ryashikiye.
this is where the promise of God that we saw in Jeremiah was fulfilled.
Imana yari yemeye ko Esiteri arongorwa na Nebukadinezera kugira azokize ubwoko bwabo bw'Abayuda.
God had agreed and accepted for Esther to get married into the Babylonian palace because God knew that it's going to come a time where Esther will serve the Jewish nation.
Amen.
Amen.
Nta kindi Esther yari gusaba muri uwo mwanya uretse gukiza urupfu rwari rumaze kubakatira.
There was nothing else Esther could have asked for rather than the pardon for his people, for her people.
Morodekayi yaza kugenda na Esther yagenda muri bo.
If Mordecai was to die, Esther would have died also because she was a Jew.
Mugabo Imana yabikoze uko kugira uwo munsi uzogere ikiza ubwoko bwayo.
But God did this so that when the time comes, God will save his people.
Muri iki gihe itegeko ryo kurimbura Abayuda ntabwo ryari rikiri ryo kwigwa.
In other words, by that time, the law to destroy all the Jews, it was no longer something to study on.
Hamani yari yamaze gusinya, amakete yari yamaze kuyarungika.
Haman had already signed and put on the king's seal on the letters and sent them out.
N'uyu munsi tuvugana itegeko ryo guhindura isabato ntabwo rikiri ryo kwiga mu mpapuro.
In other words, even today, the issue of changing the Sabbath, it is no longer something people are studying on.
Nta nama zindi zigikorwa kuri iki.
There is no more meetings that are taking place in regards to the Sabbath law to be changed.
Amanama yose yo guhindura umunsi wo gusenga wanditswe muri Bibiliya yaraheze.
All the meetings and gatherings that in relation to changing the Lord's day had already taken place.
Ahubwo ikiribujije kuja mu ngiro nuko hari abamarayika bagifasha imiyaga.
But the only thing that is stopping it from being actioned is because that the angels of God, they are still holding those four winds of the world.
Kandi uko bagifasha imiyaga y'iryo tegeko niko barindiriye ko twambara impuzu nk'izo Esteri yari yambaye.
And just as they are holding those four winds of the world, it is also that they are waiting for us to put on those robes which Esther wore and go in the presence of the king.
Umwami yicaye ku ntebe y'imbabazi
The
araturindiriye.
king is sitting on his throne of mercy and he's waiting for us.
Ko duseruka twambaye impuzu zidasa n'izi twambaye.
And he's waiting that we come in his presence with the robe of righteousness.
Abategura gukuraho isabato Imana ntikubitse urugoye.
Those who are preparing to change the Sabbath, God knows them.
Ariko nimba twemera ko Bibiliya itabesha bibwirizwa gushika.
But if we all agree that the Bible is true, then all these things must take place.
Imburi zo kwitegurira ku kaga nuko Imana yemeye ko Esiteri arongorwa na Nebukadinezara.
In other words, what brought about preparation for those people was that God allowed for Esther to get married in the Babylonian palace.
Ibi ni kugira dushobore kwitegura muri iki gihe tugifisa gahengwe abamarayika bagifasha imiyaga.
And so while the angels are still holding the four corners of the world, the four winds of the world, this is our opportunity to prepare ourselves.
Matayo atubwira mu kigabane ciwe ca 25 ku murongo wa 13.
In the book of Matthew, we read that,
Nuko mwame mugavye.
be watchful,
Kuko mutazi umunsi canke isaha.
for you do not know the day or the hour.
Yesu akongera hati ivyo nimubona bishitse.
And Jesus adds on to say that when you see all these things happen,
Ico muzokurikiza ko muzokwizera.
what you do next is to believe.
Mwizere ivyanditswe atari bivuyezwe n'umuntu.
Believe the scriptures and not what people say.
Ubu hagati y'isi na Roma hariko haraba amanama.
In other words, now between the world and the Roman Empire, there's meetings that are taking places.
Bariko barahana impano zimwe Hamani yemerera Ahasuwerusi.
They are now giving to each others the same privileges that Ahasuerus gave to Haman.
Ibi nukugira ivy'ukuri Imana yadusigiye bishigwe inyuma mugabe ivy'umwana w'umuntu ari byo biduzwa.
And they are doing all these things for the sake of putting down the word of God and uplifting the doctrine of men.
ariko aho turi
But where we are now,
ubuntu bw'Imana bwarinze abana bayo muri Babuloni,
the grace of God which protected his people in Babylon,
aho bari mu bunyage,
where they were in captive.
Imana itigeze bakurako ijisho, yabarungikiye umutabazi.
And God did not forsake them, but he continued to send them someone to save them and help them.
Yemera ko Esther arongorwa na
And
Nebukadinezari.
God allowed for the reunion of Esther into the Babylonian palace.
N'uyu munsi kubona itegeko ritaraja mu ngiro kandi ryarahejeje kwigwa nuko abo bamarayika bagifashe kugira twiyeze.
And today, to see that the meetings have already taken place to uplift man-made doctrine, it has not been actioned yet simply because the angels are still holding the four winds of the world.
Reka rero dushikame muri mpwemu,
So let us be strong in faith
dusabe mpwemu yera duha imbaraga
and ask the Holy Spirit to give us strength
zo gushaka ubwami aho buri hose,
in order to approach the King wherever he is.
zo gushaka ubwami bigishoboka.
For us to be able to get to the King while we still can.
Matayo 25:13.
Matthew 25 verse 13.
Imburi duhabwa nuko twama tugavye,
The warning we are given there is that we are to be watchful.
tutazi umunsi canke isaha.
We do not know the day or the hour.
Ivyo ndabasabira ndisabira mu izina rya Yesu.
That's my prayer to me and to you in Jesus' name.